But when everybody else is doing something and they can't do it, how do you think they feel? And you're putting them in a situation. And it's just like when you go to a restaurant, right? And you have one bad experience for the first time. Are you going to ever go back? Probably not. And so even if they're like, hey, here's a free dessert, like you're like, it was a bad experience. I didn't like the food. None of it, like the server was not great. Like you're not going to go back. It's the same. Like, I don't know why gym owners think that like, if they have a bad experience day one on a workout that they didn't understand, why they would come back again. And because you probably don't do that in any area of your life anywhere else. And your experience dictates how you think about the process and the overall. If you're like, if imagine them going to Orange Theory and doing very simple things, rowing.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple with Blake and Sherman. Guys, today we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about free trials and why not to do them, right? For me, I just believe that we are way past the whole free thing, right? There are so many fitness studios out there, and someone coming in for one workout, right? One workout, one day isn't necessarily going to change their mind. I don't believe, because we've all done squats and lifted weights and done all this other stuff. So doing one workout isn't going to be the difference maker, right? I believe that you're much better suited bringing them in, talking about their goals, talking about the problems that they have, and positioning your gym as the solution to their problem over a free trial, right? So, Blake, let's jump into that. Let's talk about let's talk about this whole free trial thing, and then we'll definitely jump into why you definitely should not be running free trials while you're running paid marketing. We'll talk about that too, but yeah, Blake, where do you want to start this off at?
Yeah, I think one thing, especially if you have, personal training inside your gym, or, you think of churn rate. Churn can be attributed to multiple things. One being not a great onboarding process, not getting people in the right program, and then just not setting them up for success. Like that would be number one. And then obviously not having a great facility, service, all that kind of thing. But if you imagine like somebody coming in and they have prior injuries and you're throwing them into a CrossFit class, of course they're going to quit. They should have started with something totally different. And if you're just getting people into free trials, you don't have time to I hear all the time that CrossFit's all about community and connecting with people, or, any gym should be about that. But if you're not connecting with them when they're coming in, from day one, you're missing the whole boat. And to actually build that connection of trust of, hey, this program is for you, and make it in a way that they are going to be successful, you're not setting them up for success. And the other, the bigger element of it is anytime that you say free, and we say this all the time, is that you're going to get people looking for free. And so, yeah, so they aren't looking for, it's not like Lamborghini has come try a free test drive, right? They're not promoting free test drives. So people are just going and driving cars all the time. That when you go into something that you're, even if it's, I don't like trials in general, especially because you're just basically not meeting them where they're at. And I would say that's the biggest thing. You're not meeting them where they're at and understanding where they're at and having that conversation of where they want to go. You're just throwing them in a class. And the bigger thing is of course, like your show rate's not going to be good. And like people register for a free trial, they have no buy-in. A, they know the class is going to go on without them. B, they're already scared probably to like, I think the biggest thing gym owners forget, like not being a gym owner, how intimidating it is to walk into any new place with a bunch of people you don't know and just join like a free class. And so when you're able to say like, hey, come in and meet with me, they have a reserved time that they know they're meeting with you. So they're more likely to show up because it's somebody else's time on the line. And also then it makes it an easier process and more comfortable process. You can say like, hey, Sherman, you're going to be meeting with me tomorrow. I can't wait to, sit down and chat with you about what you're looking for and all your goals. That's a much comforting process than just throwing them into a class.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I believe that, one of the things is when, when someone comes to the gym, right? If they have, everyone, they're going to have problems that they want solved, right? I just believe it's better for you to sit down and really figure out what those problems are, right? Rather than just throwing them in a class. You get the heart rate up. And let's just say they come to the class and they don't love it day one, right? They don't love the free trial for whatever reasons. It doesn't matter to me. They just don't love it. I want their first experience in the gym to be over the top, right? I want them to absolutely love it. So what we've seen over the years, right, is you can have them come in, you can sit down, you can talk with them, you talk about their goals, you really listen to them. Because remember, a lot of these people they're semi-scared, like Blake said. They're probably not super motivated because that's why they're joining the gym, and not necessarily, right? Like there's plenty of people that are uber motivated in the gym, but many people when they come to the gym, it's just, oh, I've lost motivation, stuff like that, right? So to bring them in, throw them in a class, get their heart rate up, make them sweat hard, and then say, okay, do you want to continue doing this for $200+ a month? They don't know about that, right? They can't even think, right? They just experienced something new. And if they didn't love that workout, now it turns into a hard sell, because when they walk out of there, they're probably going to say, well, let me go and think about it. Let me try to get my bearings. Let me catch my breath. And then it's just not good, right?
Yeah, and I think one valid point that you made there and is like, what if they come in and it's like snatch day or handstand push-ups or, like I remember I was in Hawaii and I did a drop in and it was like the open workout of 7 minutes of burpees. Like, can you imagine somebody coming in for a free trial and then doing just burpees the whole time? Do you think that they're going to come back? Like, absolutely not. And then you're going to say to them, oh, hey, it's just a random day. Like, come back tomorrow. Do you think they're going to show back up? No,
Yeah.
because they're going to be like, that was my experience. That's all I have to go on. And
Yeah.
you guys are always like, oh, we'll figure it out. We can walk you through the process. Well, it's embarrassing when they don't know how to snatch a PVC pipe and you're throwing them into a snatch or get upside down on a wall. And granted, yes, there's progressions. I get all that. But when everybody else is doing something and they can't do it, how do you think they feel? And
Yeah.
you're putting them in a situation. And it's just like when you go to a restaurant, right? And you have one bad experience for the first time. Are you going to ever go back? Probably not. And so even if they're like, hey, here's a free dessert, like you're like, it was a bad experience. I didn't like the food. None of it, like the server was not great. Like you're not going to go back. It's the same. Like, I don't know why gym owners think that like, if they have a bad experience day one on a workout that they didn't understand, why they would come back again. And because you probably don't do that in any area of your life anywhere else. And your experience dictates how you think about the process and the overall. If imagine them going to Orange Theory and doing very simple things, rowing, and I'm not saying Orange Theory is better by any means, but it's simple things that they can do every day. They're going to come back there because they didn't feel like an absolute, like, I have no idea what's going on and I'm the outcast of this class. And so just doing a free class and throwing them in with no guidance, and you can say, well, we have another coach that's going to walk them through. do you, as a person, would it feel good when 10 other people are doing a workout and I have to have somebody holding my hand the whole time? I'm going to feel like I just, I'm in like the worst person in the world and I'm holding up everybody else and everybody's waiting on me. And I don't think people actually, like, we say it all the time, like, oh, think about the experience and, all of that, because that's a huge thing. Like, think of Disney and all that stuff. It's all predicated on experience, but you don't think about it in your gym. You're like, oh, we're just going to throw them in a class because I don't have a sales process and I'm a one-man show and I don't have time for it. Well, the truth is you need to figure it out and you need to get a sales team. You need to have a process. Like, I mean, and I hate to say this, but like doing free trials is just the lazy way of like running a business.
Uh-oh. Blake's gonna get in trouble. Hey, send all hate mail to Blake@lassoframework.com.
That's fine.
But but I mean, guys, I just like, man, I've just been in the gym industry so long, especially, to who we cater to, like the micro gym, stuff like that. We're not talking about, valleys or the big box gym where you can just go in and walk around for a day and try the sauna. We're talking about where we're actually getting after it, doing work, to actually be, get in great shape. Just coming in on day one, it's just tough, right? Just let them come in for free. And like Blake talked about, my biggest thing is the reason that I really didn't do it is because I wanted to be able to control, again, I wanted to be able to control their experience day one, right? And again, I don't know, like, I don't necessarily know what type of shape they were in and stuff like that, right? Even if the workout is simple, right? Let's just say we have dumbbell push press, rowing, whatever. Just think of a simple workout. Even if the workout is simple and they know all the movements, the intensity is, again, the intensity is what gets the results, right? Uh, and I don't necessarily mean intensity of, you have to go super fast and all that, but I'm talking about whether it's when you're lifting heavy and all of that. And these people really can't get after it on day one. And what happens with most people, because I've had it time and time again, they come in and they push a little too hard if you just throw them in, right? I used to do free trials the first year or so I had my gym, the first 2 years. And they come in and, like Blake mentioned, they don't want to be that person that's holding everything up or perceive that they can't do it. So if they're sort of one of those fringe athletes where they can push, but they really shouldn't, that experience, it doesn't turn into a great experience, because even if they get through that first workout, okay, yeah, it wasn't that bad. They get in the car, they wake up the next morning and they can't move. That
Yep.
first experience just was not ideal, right? And I think that, one of the things I've seen over the years, I've helped hundreds of gym owners sort of change their mindset, sort of see the upside is people really don't care about a workout, right? They want to be heard. They want to know that, hey, Sherman, Blake, they can solve my problem. I know they've done it with hundreds of other people. I saw other people out there working out, so I know those people are happy. They're paying those prices, so there's social proof in that. But again, just bringing someone in and letting them just try out a class because, well, I don't want to join unless I try out a class. Be able to explain the reasons why you don't do free trials, right? Like for me, I used to say, hey, okay, so Blake, like I understand what you're saying, right? Like you want a free trial. So Blake, like here's why we don't do it, and then we could talk about it after this. So Blake, I've been a gym owner for 13 years, Blake, and we have had a lot of success with that. Blake, have you ever heard of Turkish get-ups? And Blake's like, nah, I don't know what that is. Okay, no problem. Do you know what hang power snatches are? No, not really. Okay, Blake. So look, let's say the first class that you come to, you don't know any of those. Blake, I don't want you to be standing on the side, like saying like, "Oh man, I don't know what this is," filling out a place. So this is the reason that we don't do free trials, because I want you to have a safe, great experience. And the way that we control that, again, this is all about you. Everyone gets started here with 4 personal training sessions, right? That's the way we do it. So you're going to meet one-on-one with a coach. We're going to get you up to par in those 4 to 6 sessions. Now, here, Blake, I don't expect you to be um, proficient in every movement in 4 to 6 hours, but you're going to have an idea. You're going to have at least done these movements. So now when we put you in class, you're going to say, oh, I vaguely remember that. That's when the coach is going to come over and help you, and it's just a great experience across the board. Most people do not push back on that because no one wants to, one, no one wants to get injured, right? No one wants to have a bad experience. So when you really explain it, they really get after it. Like they really get behind it. But a lot of times people just don't want to explain it. Oh, this person may get mad or may just leave. But I promise you guys, if you can explain why you don't do free trials, if it even comes to that, it'll be a much better experience for everyone, Blake.
I think one thing too, I remember for a short period, probably when I did free trials or, like gave in and gave somebody a free trial, they were so sore for so many days that they would always say, I'm not in good enough shape to do this. Right. And like, I would even say right now, like I haven't done CrossFit in years and I work out every day, but I would be so sore that even I would think about like, man, do I really want to go through this pain? Like I can't walk today. Right. Do you think the average person and I work out, 5-6 days a week, the average person that comes in that has never done CrossFit, that they feel muscles they've never felt in their life and so sore they can't even get off the couch the next day or probably lift up their arms. Now, granted, some people are like, well, they didn't modify enough. Like, let's be honest, like somebody brand new doing a very basic workout is going to be very sore. And they're going to think, I'm not in good enough shape. Now, as the gym owner, you could say, well, I only want athletes. Okay, maybe they aren't the great fit. But for the general population, because everybody thinks CrossFit's for everybody, that's a whole different story. But they're not going to come back. So if you don't have a process to ease them into it, and this goes back to the onboarding, set the expectations, right? Hey, Sherman, you're gonna be really sore, man. I'm just letting you know, but it does get easier. So they can expect that. Like imagine like anything that you went into and then something happened that like you didn't expect that outcome. You're freaking out and you're like, oh my gosh, you start questioning everything. If you have that time to have that talk and set those expectations, hey man, first 3 weeks are gonna be really hard, dude. Or you're not gonna want to come. You're really sore, but I promise it's actually better for you to show up and get that soreness out, get that what I'm saying, lactic acid.
Oh,
Flush the,
I didn't know what you're trying to say. Like, get it out. Like, oh, like
yeah,
trying to flush it out.
Flush the lactic acid out, and then you can set those expectations in that conversation, and you can remind them, like if you have an onboarding process before they get to class, hey, remember, like you're gonna be really sore today, tomorrow. Here's things you can do, but I want to see you tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is going to include these. This is how it's going to help you. Then you have time to really work through those things rather than just throwing them in a class. They're going to leave tomorrow. You're like, hey, how do you feel? You're like, dude, I can't even move. Like, I don't think this is for me. And that probably hits home with a lot of you because that's what happened to me all the time. When I did let people try a free class, I never saw them again. And so the only people you're ever going to get in your class are like the avid athletes. All right. And so I think overall, there's so many downsides to like the only thing that you could say, well, it's easy to get them in and it's what everybody else is doing. Well, if it's what everybody else is doing, then you're just more noise in the crowd. When you stand out and you say, hey, we're the premium gym and you say this is our process and you can compare yourself to other people, then people that actually like, I was just thinking of this the other day. Anytime you put premium in front of something or premier, like you psychologically think that like it's higher end. And so if you live up to a standard of this is like a high end gym or a process are different, now granted your facility has to look like it and things like that, but then you dictate a process that is going to be different than everybody else. If everybody else is doing free trials, then you're just more noise in the space of exactly what everybody else is doing and you can't stand out.
I agree. I agree. I think you have to. Yeah, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly, guys. So listen, we just like honestly, we're not gonna hop on the same things, but Blake, let's talk about this a little bit before we get out of here. Let's talk about why they definitely should not run a free trial when they're running paid marketing. I'm gonna let you talk about that because I think that's really important. This is what we do. This is the reason that at Lasso we will not run free trials on your paid marketing because Blake, like why? Like what are the downsides to that?
Yeah, I mean it's very simple. people that are looking for free are going to click on your stuff, right? And those are the people, like, anytime they say free, they're looking just to try everything. They don't really, like, it's somebody that's like, that probably just goes to Costco and tries every free sample, but with no intention of buying anything. And well, sometimes that's me. But yeah, it's just like anytime you put free out there, they don't have the mindset. Like, just think about this, right? Like, you have free, and then you see another one that says 12-week program. Which one is going to lead to better leads? The one that has the idea that this is going to be at least 12 weeks to 3 months, rather than I'm coming in for one time. And they're just going to register, because Facebook also is way smarter than all of us. It's going to know who clicks on the free stuff. And then it's going to figure out what type of person is that, right? Like, you know, probably what kind of cars they're interested in, what kind of things they search online. And that's most likely going to be a lower demographic than somebody looking for, like, you guys have probably all seen that. What's the one dude that's like, hey, don't sign up for this online program unless you make over, $150,000 a year? Remember that guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So imagine that. So you have a guy that's like, hey, you make over $150,000 or $100,000 a year in business professional, and don't opt in if you're cheap, and then free. Which one do you think is going to be better quality leads? Now, granted, you're going to get way more leads, which is going to cause headaches. It's going to make you feel exhausted, and you're going to get way less opt-ins, way more no-shows, because it's free and there's nothing on the line. Whereas opting in for something that you're booking a consult, having a process, going through with them, letting them know that, like, we're going to customize a program to them, that sounds way more expensive. So we get people that, like Sherman said, we don't work with people where they have to change their offer away from free, because we know in the long term, they're going to be frustrated. They're not going to get signups, and they're just going to get a ton of free people in their pipeline with no desire to sign up.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So, guys, listen, I just wanted to talk about this. I felt like it needed to be talked about. 2025, right? This isn't old days of, 2010, when we were just, sort of this whole micro gym thing was sort of just getting started. Now people know, right? So we need to do the best thing for them, guys. And we strongly believe free trials are not the way to go. So if you believe differently, leave us a comment, book a call. Let's talk about it. But yeah, stop doing free trials, guys. And as always, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat next week. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com, and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.